Welcome back. You're watching Bollywood This Week. We cornered the team of Highway for an exclusive interview on Zoom. So let's listen in.
Hello and welcome Highway team. Welcome to our show.
Hello, thank you.
Hello.
Imtiaz, we've heard a lot about how, you had the story in place, but didn't have the script. And as you went along, it developed. Tell us how did that really work?
It worked, I hope, well. And you're going to see it in the movie. I hope that by the insecurity that happened as a result of that, of not having really a bound script, I hope that it has resulted in letting the atmosphere and the truth of the actors of that moment come into the movie.
Okay. But what is the real reason behind doing that?
Because when you, you see that, and you feel that you're going to write a scene sitting over here in Bombay about what happens on that hilltop.
Right.
But when you reach that hilltop, the feeling might be different.
Right.
Oftentimes we have very strict plans because on those plans is based everybody else's work. The whole unit then orders accordingly. But when you go over there, you'll have to execute what you thought sitting in the room.
Right.
So if you're making, I think, a movie which has travel largely, you need to keep the windows open so that the experience of travel can actually permeate into the film. Otherwise, it's just like faking it.
So like capturing the feel of the moment as you go along.
So to do that, you can't have a very strict script.
Absolutely. But as actors, did that make you nervous? The fact that you didn't know what was coming next, you didn't have like perfectly written dialogues.
No, I think it was. It would be more spontaneous when we would kind of cook up dialogues on the spot. What would you say? What do you think we should say? And like that, you don't get time to think about how you would say the lines. So it just comes out in the moment while you're feeling it. So I actually had a lot of fun while doing that.
So there's nothing like there's a prep before the scenes. You're just there and you're doing it.
No, we would go through the scene, and also before we started filming, Imtiaz would just sit with me and just read, not necessarily rehearse, just read. And just talk about the scene or what could have happened, what would have happened, things like that.
Randeep?
I think I find this kind of working process far more enriching and fulfilling. I think it's far more interesting than making it set. Obviously, there has to be a structure to it which never really changed. But the content of the scene and the feeling, because the way Imtiaz would shoot one scene, it would affect the rest of the scenes as well, because we shot it linearly. So that kind of gives it a more alive feeling than having it like that, and it allows the opportunity to see new things.
More spontaneity.
And see new things in the same thing. So that was very interesting.
We also heard about, when you offered Highway, you almost thought it was a joke. Tell us about that. Why do you think it was a joke?
Because the call came very late at night, and there's a very shady voice on the other side of a guy called Abhishek, who's Imtiaz's assistant, and his name is Rocket. And he says Imtiaz wants to meet you for a leading part and all that. And I thought it was one of my friends doing some shit. And because I really did feel that Imtiaz worked with a certain different set of actors, and maybe I was not as big an actor commercially to be in an Imtiaz Ali film. But then next day Mukesh Chhabra called me, and then I messaged Imtiaz, and so we met, and and it was pretty organic how it went about.
Imtiaz, really tell me about this pairing. What made you first think of casting the two of them?
I didn't think of casting the two of them at all. I thought of casting Alia for Veera's part and Randeep for Mahabir Bhatti's part. So that's how I cast. I don't think people are made in pairs anyway. And God didn't intend it that way, so I don't replicate it that way either. I cast Alia because she was suited, and Randeep because he was suited. And then the characters in the film are not meant to be suited to each other at all. In fact, their dissimilarities are many more and much more intense than that of Alia and Randeep personally. So it worked out in that way.
But as a producer, are you very aware of the box office numbers and all of that also?
Not very aware, but that's why I have Sajin Hatiadwala over there. Because and he keeps telling me that aap decide karo. And but I know that again, like how you feel about the falling and the director holding you. I think he's there. So if I don't know anything about production actually, or money and things like that. But the fact is that the basic decisions that I took, he's formulated something. So I feel safe with him around.
Right, yeah.
We've got Sajid Naredwala, who's even holding Bhai's back.
Yeah.
Imtiaz Ali, 2 Oscar winners, Rahman and Rasool Pukuti.
And Rasool is the first Asian to get an Oscar in the technical category ever.
So we've got all these people and the spectacular landscapes of our beautiful country. So I think they don't really need to feel that nervous, at least for actors.
It was awesome talking to you all.
Thank you.
And
Thank you
so much for being on the show. I really wish this one goes a long way. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Moving on, filmmaker Tigmanshu Dhulia has come forward to share the reason behind his film Bullet Raja's failure at the box office. Take a look in our next story. The director of Bullet Raja, Tigmanshu Dhulia, has finally come forward to share with the media the reasons behind the film's failure at the box office.
यार समझ में तो मेरे भी नहीं आया मुझे लगता है उसका प्रमोशन मुझे लगता है हुआ अच्छा था लेकिन एक स्मार्ट प्रमोशन होता है वो नहीं हो पाया.
And that's not all. According to Tigmanshu, Saif Ali Khan's audience too didn't go to watch the film.
सैफ की ऑडियंस नहीं घुसी.
And he also accepted the fact that the audience did not like his film.
लोगों को पसंद नहीं आई इसलिए नहीं चली. उसके पीछे मैं क्या बोल सकता हूँ.
Well, Tigmanshu was present at an art exhibition where he expressed his love for the artwork. But the moment we spoke about the failure of Bullet Raja, then in no time the director gave away all the details.
यार समझ में तो मेरे भी नहीं आया मुझे लगता है उसका प्रमोशन मुझे लगता है हुआ अच्छा था लेकिन एक स्मार्ट प्रमोशन होता है वो नहीं हो पाया. सैफ की ऑडियंस नहीं घुसी तो लोगों को पसंद नहीं आई इसलिए नहीं चली. उसके पीछे मैं क्या बोल सकता हूँ.
So, is Tigmanshu trying to blame Saif, or is he highlighting his own flaws? Well, we can't say much about that, but you may have clearly understood who's the reason behind the failure according to Tigmanshu, right? Time for a short break on Bollywood this week, but when we come back, Priyanka Chopra's candid chat on Zoom. Stay tuned.